time lately.
It really is everywhere you turn: podcasts, documentaries, books.
Like, we can't get enough of it. But I've noticed something kind of interesting happening, as I'm sure you have too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, we find ourselves almost rooting for the person who's been convicted, even when the evidence seems pretty stacked against them.
It's like we want to believe they're innocent no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we've all become these justice romantics, completely invested in these innocence claims.
I think that's a great way to put it, justice romantics, because it really is about more than just wanting justice. It's about this almost romantic ideal of innocence prevailing.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I'm so glad that you could join me today. I didn't turn that light on. Hang on. Oh. Gotta follow my checklist. Anyway, welcome everyone. I got my grind my gears going behind me because I got something to talk about today. This is a big one, and you might not have heard this term before, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. My name's Tom Coffey. I'm at Coffey and Nuance. We're on Rumble. We're on X. We're on YouTube. Be sure to follow me on Rumble. We're on the road to 420. That's right, 420 followers over there. So let's get to it. But today I want to talk about justice romantics. Oh yeah. So let's get into it. Nice stall, and that didn't get me a single viewer. Oh well, all right. Today we're talking about a new class of hero, the justice romantics. Now, if you haven't heard of this crowd, let me paint a picture. Imagine true crime meets a Hallmark movie with a twist of social justice and a dash of fact-checking is for suckers. Okay? See, there's this new movement. It's a reverse lynch mob, if you will. But instead of pitchforks and torches, they're armed with Twitter threads and GoFundMe pages. They take someone convicted of a brutal crime, ignore every shred of evidence, and crown him the next Gandhi. They're the justice romantics. And if you listen to them, the real crime isn't murder. It's that the state dared to put this poor, misunderstood poet behind bars. And it's not just a few outliers. No, it's become an industry. Organizations like the Innocence Project, they're supposed to champion the wrongfully convicted, which is great, right? Who doesn't want justice for the wrongfully convicted? But now it's like, all right, next case, who's in for life with clear-cut evidence? Oh, this guy, perfect. Now let's build a redemption narrative. These folks are marketing innocence like they're pushing the next iPhone. Take Scott Peterson, found guilty of murdering his wife and unborn child, and yet here we are, because some justice romantics will tell you, sure, he's guilty, but what about that other guy who might have been in the area 200 miles away? Meanwhile, they're quoting vague details like it's Shakespeare. There's a missing earring, a sketchy tip from 2003. Don't get me started on the crooked cop in Modesto. All that's missing is an Oscar-nominated soundtrack. Or the Central Park Five, convicted of brutal crimes. They get out on technicalities, not some grand exoneration of innocence, yet somehow they're paraded around as though they've won the Nobel Peace Prize. Their true crime? Being born in a world where we're now allergic to hard truths. The facts don't matter. Feelings do. See, the justice romantics don't want you to know the facts. They want you to feel their outrage. They give you just enough selective details, maybe a grainy photo, a letter from 20 years ago, and cue the tears. They're the ones on Netflix right now with narrators that say, but what if? Yeah, what if? What if the truth didn't have a price tag? But it does, and apparently it's $15.49 a month. It's gotten to the point where we've taken innocent until proven guilty and flipped it into guilty until it feels right. We're looking for new victims in every case because the actual victims, the ones buried in the ground, they don't sell as many tickets to the true crime circus. But hey, it's just good business. Defense lawyers are like, hey, we found a wobbly alibi for 1989. Let's file a claim of innocence. And the worst part, the families of the real victims have to watch their killers become Netflix heroes. Forget closure. How about a press tour? So here's my advice. Next time you see one of these documentaries, look beyond the sob story and newfound evidence they dug up from someone's memoirs. Try something radical. Look at the actual court records. The jury didn't sit there knitting sweaters, folks. They heard evidence. And there's a reason for the conviction. Maybe we don't need to rush to free every convicted felon because their story got good ratings on Hulu. We should be asking the hard questions, not just sipping the emotional Kool-Aid because it's trendy. Justice is supposed to be about the truth, not about what feels right. My name is Tom Coffey. This is the Coffey Nuance Show, the most ignored, censored commentary news show live right now. Flame on. Oh, man. Here we are. The Justice Romantics. Yes. And I tried to make them look like cat ladies with the AI. So at the beginning, which I don't think anybody saw, but in the beginning where I had the drone shot, I played about 30 seconds of an AI podcast I made about a little article I wrote on the Justice Romantics. And it actually did okay. It was actually kind of interesting. I'm always impressed by what that Notebook LM can come up with. So that's kind of neat. Hot coffee. Good to see everyone today. I'll be going through all your comments in the after show. But as it is Wednesday, and this is Big Idea Wednesday, I'll get the old man. Oh, there we go. Change the grind my gears and just put on something pleasant behind me. But I want to talk about this idea of what a justice romantic is. And I came up with the term. Okay. Because I couldn't find another term that was the most appropriate. I did see a recent video Devin Tracy did on X where he called it kind of like a reverse lynch mob. And or maybe I saw that on censored TV, a reverse lynch mob. And while I think that's an appropriate name for it, I think there's too much tied with the term lynch mob that it could become problematic for a lot of people. So let's just call it a justice romantic, because I think that's a term that we could all get behind, even the people that are into it, right? But anyway, these are individuals or groups who passionately believe in narratives of innocence for convicted people. And often they totally disregard concrete evidence of guilt, right? Which makes it a lot easier to champion their innocence, right? Now, often, in my opinion, this is motivated by a desire to see themselves as champions of justice. They may support cases where the legal outcome has already been thoroughly vetted and affirmed, been through multiple appeals and always denied. But the justice romantics often view the justice system as just fundamentally flawed and biased. And so it leads to them embracing these innocence claims without actually looking into it. Now, this mindset can make them susceptible to narratives prompted by innocence organizations, right? The biggest of which would be the Innocence Project. But there are others. Which may leverage these cases to garner public sympathy, attention, and lots of donations. Right, they're making millions of dollars off this. It's actually quite a good hustle. You kind of have to commend them for that. But we need to put a name to this, because it seems that the cat ladies and so many women apparently are into this true crime stuff. And when I have looked into the true crime, the podcasts and whatever I've seen, is holy cow, they don't care about any facts. And they certainly don't care about the original case. It's all very selective. It's all very selective what they talk about. And you know what? If you have an emotional story and you just cherry pick some evidence, you can make anyone seem like they were set up. What I find really disgusting is so many of these cases are obviously guilty people. And often there will be a racial component to it, you know? So you can feel good about championing, it's a tough word, championing a, a person of color that was wrongfully convicted. But I will tell you, I'm going to just throw it out there. We'll make it easy. At least 95% of the cases that are brought up, they're guilty as hell. Okay. I'm not saying that there isn't some outlier of a person that is innocent. Not seeing it. You can go through the list and you actually look into the evidence that was presented in court. Holy cow. Overwhelmingly guilty. I mean, it's not even close. It's not even close. Yeah, but that's just kind of the idea and the label that I wanted to put on this. It's also something to think about when you have an industry, right? This true crime industry. What really sells is the wrongful conviction. That sells a lot better than this guy murdered somebody and we caught him. Right? Nobody wants to hear that story. But it's the who done it, who did it, who was framed for it, right? Who's innocent. That's exciting. That's an exciting story. But the thing is, this isn't Hollywood. These are real people. These are real murderers, often, or real criminals that have done some real damage. And if you can just step away from that and ignore the victims, I guess it's a fun fantasy to feel like you are championing justice. You are a what do I call it? A justice romantic. Yeah. And I will say that for the most part, that entire industry is a fraud. That is my opinion. That is my case. That's what I'm saying. But I'd love to know what you think about that idea. Let me know in the comments. That's really all I have prepared today. In the after show, I'll go through all your comments and I may touch about some what's happening in the world today. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. I'll see you in the after show. And I'll be back on Friday with another banger that you don't deserve. All right. Until then, peace. All right. What's up, everybody? Let me see if I can get these chats up here. Nope. How about that one? There we go. Okay. And I need to be able to read the chats as well. Anyway, thanks for checking in, everybody. Hey, what's up, Bastille? Nice to see you. Apothecary John. Nice. Gonzo says Central Park 5 makes me so mad. One of them is now on the city council, and they're all millionaires. Such BS. That is the case. Now, why am I not seeing the? Oops. I don't know why. The comments aren't on the screen. That's weird. That is odd. Well, we'll have to figure that out. Yeah, it does make me pretty ticked off as well. You can't be mad about everything, we just have to let some things go. But that case is ridiculous. That case is absolutely insane. AIU has done a lot of good work on this subject. Yeah, that's true. Be sure to give him a follow over on X. It's Devin Tracy, I think is his handle there. Happy Halloween. Yeah, happy Halloween is tomorrow. I live in a house that I don't get kids that come to my door. It just doesn't happen. And so I don't buy candy anymore. No one shows up. I have an unusual house. And for whatever reason, I'm not on anyone's route. So I don't buy candy. And not only do I not buy candy, that's good because I don't need any candy. But happy Halloween to everyone else. Gonzo says, I'll watch it on the replay. Devin is what woke me up to so much of these cases are frauds, like you say. I would agree. I feel the same way. I feel the same way. I know his YouTube channel was just removed this week. So good luck finding him. But he is over on X and censored TV. But yeah, no, he does a lot of awesome work. Anyway, that was just my idea. That's just the big idea, the justice romantic. I think that's an appropriate name. But if you're watching this on the replay, if you're watching this later and you have a better name, let me know in the comments because I think these people should be named. It's a big enough movement now. They need a name, and they need a name that is actually based in reality. So, Bastille says, I get 80 kids average. Wow. 80 kids. That's a lot of candy. Yeah, now I will turn off the porch light just in case anyone decides to at least look up and come up. Because I don't keep any candy in my house. So, what am I going to do? Give them a can of tuna or something? Here you go. You want some? Here you go, kid. You want some kimchi? That's probably not going to work. I don't know. More. I guess. I mean, a week from today, the election will have been over. I guess I should probably make my big prediction. I'll probably make my big prediction on Monday, and I'll just lay it out there and put up the map of what I think the final electoral college will be. But I think anyone that's watching this channel knows which way it's going to go. But we'll have to see. Actually, I'm pretty confident, but I probably shouldn't be, right? Probably shouldn't be. But I have, I think I've pretty much got every, yeah, whatever. I'll keep that to myself. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I know it was nice and short, but that's the idea. It's the justice romantic. And if there's ever a case where someone is actually innocent, that'll be interesting. That'll be really incredible if that actually happens, but it just doesn't. Yeah. And hope other people can see it too. Anyway, you all have a beautiful day. Until next time. Peace.